the story.
Oh, the first night that I went out with him, I was at a dance, and he was going out, and I was coming in, and he grabbed me, hooked into my arm, and he said, "Are we going to dance now?" And I said, "Yeah, sure."
And I was on my way out, and she was walking in from the bathroom, I guess. I was heading back to the barracks. I said, "Hey, you want to dance?" She said, "Sure." She danced with me, then right away she said thanks and left and went back and hung out with the Marines, because she used to hang out with the Marines.
So we danced for a couple hours, and he asked to take me home. And I said, "Yeah, sure." He was a perfect gentleman, and he asked me if he could take me home after work the next night.
So I took her home. We went parking for a little while, no big deal, I was a gentleman. And then I went, dropped her off, and we made arrangements to meet the next night at the base at the club where they had a little diner.
So the next day after work, I go to the exchange. I walk in one set of doors to a foyer, into a second set of doors, and there was stairs going up. And I look at the top of the stairs, and there's this handsome young man standing at the top of the stairs, and my heart started to race. And I said, "If I don't get out of here now, I'm done." So I turned around, and I walked out the first set of doors.
I walked in, was at the top of the stairs, I seen her, and all of a sudden she turned around and started to walk away. I said, "Yo, Sylvia, here I am."
And I was almost outside, had the second set of doors open, and he said, "Sylvia, here I am." And I put my head down, and I said, "Oh, shit, I'm done."
And she stopped dead in her tracks and turned around and said, "Oh, hi," I took her out for bologna and cheese sandwiches, at the diner. She wouldn't look me in the eye that night, not at all.
And that's all she wrote. We've been together ever since.
And then did you know him before that?
I used to see him, but he said I danced with him one time, but I was into the Marines and he was a Navy guy, so I didn't really pay attention to him.
What's your favorite things about him?
My favorite things about him are his compassion, his kindness, his purity.
What are your favorite things about her?
Her sense of humor, her kindness. She was always a good wife.
Then tell me something that he does that gets on your nerves. You gotta think about this one.
He always tells me what to do.
Oh yeah? You don't like it?
Nope.
What's something she does that gets on your nerves?
She says things without thinking. She doesn't use her filter. So I finally told people, whatever Sylvia says, she's not speaking for me. Because you never know. There's never a clue what she's going to say. I've known her for 50 years now. I've been married for 50 years. And I don't quite know her yet.
You still don't know her?
I still don't know her. Not all the way.
What do you want to tell him if he was here right now?
That I'm grateful for being in his life. I'm grateful that he's been in my life. He's made my life very fulfilled and very happy. He's made me feel loved, secure, and he's just fun to be around.
Tell me something that you want her to know.
Well, I just want her to know I love her and I appreciate everything she's put up with me all these years. Through thick and thin, we were always friends, even when we didn't like each other. We were still friends. And she's been a very loyal wife, a good wife. And I appreciate all that, and love her dearly. I wouldn't trade her for $1 million. No, maybe 2, but not $1 million.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But anyway, I just love everything about her,
So, you and Pop had 2 kids, Zon and Zara. How were they a big part of you and Pop's relationship?
They were the glue that held us together.
Oh, yeah? Do they remind you of Pop at all?
Oh, yes, in many ways. Zon is a workaholic like her dad. Not so much work, but always wanting to do something.
When Zon was born, Sylvia was the best mother ever. Zon was very spoiled, very Prissy. But everybody loved her. She was beautiful. She was so beautiful. I was paranoid most of the time that something would happen to her. Somebody would take her or something. I really was, yeah. The cutest thing, my Aunt Dot never really liked me for some reason. But one day we went to a party at their house and I played guitar. And Zon danced on the guitar case while I was singing. And it just warmed Aunt Dot's heart. And after that, we were buds.
And Zara, she loves to entertain and take care of people, and they're both just good girls. We raised them to be young ladies, and they are so much like their father.
Yeah.
And their mother, but they're like their father. They're very kind-hearted.
They're a good mix of the two.
Yes.
Yes.
They're very giving, very kind-hearted, but don't back them in a corner.
Yeah.
Because you won't win.
They get that from you.
Aunt Sue came along, and right to the very end, she was supposed to be a boy. Right before she was born, this old nurse comes in and says, "Oh, you're going to have a girl." We said, "Oh, no, the doctor, everybody says it's a boy." "Oh, no, honey, you're going to have a girl." And sure as shit, when she came out, she was a girl, a redhead. And I held her, and she peed all over me.
Oh, nice.
So she was cute as a button, though. And then, but she was such a spitey little kidder. I don't know what it was. She was a rebel from the beginning. In the crib, and she could stand up then, and she'd start screaming and yelling and crying. So I'd take my turn, go in to wake her up, and she'd be standing there just smiling when I came in. You know, so then I'd lay her down. I said, "Okay," go back out of the room. She'd do the same thing about 5 times every night. Well, Aunt Sue reminded me of my mom because she's her own person, and if she wants to do something, she will. If she don't want to, she just won't. You know, that's how she was from the beginning. You know, she just very intelligent, but didn't want to conform to society. And Zon, of course, and her played a lot together, but I didn't know Zon picked on her a lot. But I didn't really know this because when Zon played the little angel when I was in their presence, pretended like she was the good big sister. Leanne came around, was at the hilltop in Mullica Hill having coffee with my buddy from Beltel. And I got a beep, because we used beepers then, from Mama Jean. So I called Mama Jean, and she said, "This lady wants you to call her from Catholic Youth Services." So I called her, and she says, "Oh, by the way," she says, "your daughter wants to meet you." I said, "Who?" "Your daughter. She's 25 years old." I said, "Oh." So anyway, when we first met her, she was very pretty. We took her out dancing one night, and oh my God, all the guys were all over her, chasing her around. We had to fight them off with a stick almost, you know.
So how about your grandkids?
When you came along, my life just lit up.
Yeah.
You're my little girl.
Oh, thank you.
You were so sweet. You were my whole world.
Am I your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
That's a lie.
But the grandkids, Kira, first one, you know, from our family, always a good little kid when she was young, very good kid. And you always were happy to see me pick you up at preschool or school. We'd mess around out in the yard. I'd try and build your stuff and, you know, forts and whatever. You always had me building something for you.
Billy, he's musically inclined, and he's kind and considerate.
Billy is actually the first grandchild through Leanne. We always spoiled him at Christmas, first 5 years of his life. We made sure that he always had something musical, a keyboard or a guitar or a mic and amplifier. And apparently it stuck because he's a great musician now and singer and guitar player.
Dax is just so bubbly and so cute. He reminded me of my dad all the time. Whenever he was little, I always just call him Morse.
Dax is a real character. Sylvia was there from the time he was born until we left and came to Florida. Me and him, he slept with me, you know, and I woke up and he's riding his cars over me and stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then along came Frick and Frack, Zach and Zoe. The loves of my life. the bane of my existence. No, they're such a joy. They make me feel loved every day. So I love my grandchildren. I think I'm the luckiest person in the world.
How about Zach and Zoe?
They've been great. Of course, we've known them since they were born, and my mom watched them from. She gave up 4.5 years of her life to raise the kids while they worked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they know her very well and love her dearly. They're funny. They're so funny. You know, some of the things they do, they're real characters, and they're totally individuals. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you love about her?
What I love about my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's my doctor, my nurse, best friend. She saved my life probably more than 2 or 3 times, believe it or not, over the years. To me, she's a totally different person alone with me than she is in public. You know, but at home when we're alone, she's very affectionate, very caring. You know, she tells me I'm the boss all the time.
What are you?
What do you think? She says, I'm the boss, as long as I say so.
What do you love about him?
What do I love about him? What's not to love about him? He's kind. He's happy. He's considerate.
Mm-hmm.
He's loving. He's romantic. I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a man.
You're my woman.